Good morning. Let me get situated here. Excuse me. Ah, I was a little bit congested last night. I think my allergy is acting up, but that's it. Big game tonight for the Celtics fan out there. Big game. They must win tonight. Do not go to game seven. Anthony and I will be watching the game closely. All right, let's go to my channel. Make sure everything up and running. It is up and running. Okay. Must win tonight. Do not. There we go. All right. Thank you. Hello, Phil. All right. So first up, Ulta is a stock that I liked. I like it down here. Okay. We talk about this occasionally, but now that it gapped up, hey, if you're in it, enjoy the ride. Okay. If you bought Ulta for whatever reason down here and it popped, look like pre-market is going higher, I would say, of course, the big guy will tell you to trim, right? 408, it's up here, okay? It's flirting with this area up here, okay? There is multiple level up here, 410, from 410 to 420, 422. That's one area because look, it flirt with this thing 5 times, right? Look, all right? So if you greedy and you want to do that, another thing that you can do, which I don't talk about often, is let's say if you own 100 share of Ulta, right, and you're greedy, there's one option that you can do is write a cover call. Okay, you can write a cover call above, like say 425, 430 or something that expire in a week or two. If you want to hold on to your share, okay, there's a lot of options that you can do with options, pun intended. Okay, so you don't have to, a lot of time I do all kind of different things like cover calls. If I have more than enough share, then sure, would I trim? Yes. But when I have like just 100 share or something, I might just do a cover call. But when you have a couple hundred shares or something, then I would trim 50 shares, 100 shares, whatever it is. But when it comes down to just 100, that's a different story. Okay. um, but what would I do with Ota? For sure, if this thing pop over like in the 407, 48, I would trim some. I will put a stop at the 50 MA. Okay, because I don't want to give up so much. Look at this thing was 340. Okay, it was down here 2 days ago. Why would I want to give back so much, right? This thing jumped from 340 to 410, $70. Okay, that's a lot, 15%. So I would, if I don't, I would trim. No if or buts about it. I would trim, and I would set another sell order like at 420 in case it go up more. But for sure, low of day today or the 50 MA should be your stop. Okay, because this is way too much from 350 to 400. Way too much. You want to give back $50? I don't. You're Kansas University alumni. Yeah. I I am never an anti-Celtic. Okay. I live in Boston. Um, when I live in Boston, I grew up in upstate New York and New York. Albany, Saratoga, and then I moved to Boston. I was never a Boston fan of any sport. Um, I've been to a Patriot games. I've been to many Celtics game. I've been to many Red Sox game. Um, I was a Yankee fan growing up. I didn't hate the Red Sox. Um, I didn't hate the Celtics. I enjoy watching the Celtics. I dislike the Patriots after they become successful, not because I hate Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is the GOAT. Okay, I don't have any problem. I dislike the Patriots more because of their fan. Because I lived in Boston through the terrible years when nobody give a shit about the Patriots, and then when they become good, the bandwagon was so full of people that couldn't give a crap about the Patriots just 2 years before. It was just disgusting. You get all these people that know nothing about anything and they all wear Patriots jersey and caps and this and that. And I'm just like, and that become unbearable. Okay. So I am never a bandwagon of anything. And that was unbearable to put up with. Uh, I became a Celtics fan. Well, I'm not a Celtics fan. My son is a Celtics fan. Um, because I have family in Boston, right? So we go back to Boston every year. All his cousins are Patriots fan, Boston fan, so he communicate with them. So I think that's how he became Patriots fan, to be honest, because we go to Boston every year, and all his cousin, uncle, aunts are all Patriots fan. Eh, okay, I refuse to talk football around my siblings because most of them are bandwagoner. If not all of them. um, but my son become a Celtics fan. He become a bigger Celtics fan, to be honest, when Kyrie joined the Celtics. Because you gotta understand, kids, I'm sure you all, like all kids, they gravitate to follow a certain player, and he followed Kyrie Irving, right? And then that's how he become a bigger Celtics fan. But then when Kyrie acted like a complete fool, um, and left, he grew up a little. And then my son, of course, got a few years older and he got to understand more. And he just like, Kyrie is a complete fool, egotistical maniac, and flat earther, all that stuff. So my son stay a Celtics fan and say bye bye to Kyrie Irving. I live in San Diego. San Diego, yeah. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so let's talk. So OTA, I would do nothing with OTA. Okay, OTA would be a stock that would I buy OTA down here. So if you want to do, let's say, if you're okay owning OTA at the 20 MA, okay, let's say 375, you say to yourself, I don't mind owning OTA long term at 375. You can go out there and sell a put, okay, get some premium, and then if OTA retreat from 400 plus down to 374 or lower, you buy 100 share. Okay, so use put to protect overpaying. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I would not touch it. Costco earning came out. People that chased it yesterday, ay ay ay, they were hoping for the gap fill. Hope is not in the equation. So look like let's see where Costco will be next week. Okay, now Nvidia, big moment here. Okay, big moment. So it's a good thing. I talked about this before. Okay, before Nvidia got to this point, when Nvidia cracked this line here at 174, I posted in the chat group that at the key juncture here, okay, if it can break and hold the 20 MA, I think it can run. Okay, I talked about this in the chat group around 10 a.m. yesterday, something like that. Okay, so if you're in Nvidia, Where will you set your stop? I would say if you're still in Nvidia, your stop should be like 172 or so. Okay, put a stop there to protect yourself, because if this reject, then you go back to 160 something, right? At least you get out at 172. Okay, so protect yourself. Always protect your game. Protect your game. TLT, where's TLT going? TLT is hanging around 119, which is a good thing. If TLT is not dumping, okay, if TLT is not going down back to like down here, 115, 114, 112, the market would be okay. For how long? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Okay, unless there's anyone asking specific question about a specific stock, I want to talk about economy. Okay, I want to spend the next 20 minutes or 15 minutes talk about economy. Yesterday, I talked about, there was a person in a chat group that asked about GDP announcement. Once again, I don't know the exact date. It's going to be sometime in July. The way the government put out GDP data, there's always a preliminary number. Okay, the preliminary number can come out the first week. I think I can't find information, to be honest. And then they put out like an official number 2 or 3 weeks later. And then they can revise it again. So for those that follow first quarter GDP, they put out a negative 1.4% the third week or late April. Okay, that was a number. And then a couple of days ago, they put out a revision. There was a revision down to minus 1.5%. Okay, so get that out of the way. So as far as, when do we know the GDP is for the second quarter? The earliest, the preliminary number, for probably early July. And then sometime before the end of July, we get the official number, okay? But let's discuss why this current quarter that's ending at the end of June is very difficult. It's never easy, if not. When I was in my MBA program, and my economic teacher was talking about estimating GDP, because that's part of our job project in the MBA class, was we had to estimate and predict the GDP, the current GDP of that quarter when I was in school. And we had to go through a lot of calculation. It's like a big spreadsheet with all kind of component, export, import, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot, okay? And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy that part of my MBA program significantly, okay? That's why I have a big love for economy. But I want to bring up something here so that you can see, even though anyone that take economic class, there are a ton of components that go into GDP. Let me show you something, okay? Let me move this here. Okay, so hopefully you can all see it. All right, what you see here is a breakdown of the 6 main components of GDP. There are multiple smaller tree. Okay, every component, every candle that you see here on the screen is a component that have a lot of branch below it, okay? And as you can see, first quarter was a negative 1.4%, and you can see what contribute to the negative 1.4%. Personal consumption, positive. Private investment, positive. Business inventory, down. Okay, look, they talk about how business sold off excess inventory purchased at the end of 2021. That caused a negative. Okay, government spending down, export down, import, okay, the net number of import, let's say you import more than you export, that contribute to a big negative on the GDP, okay? Okay, let me see if I can move that. Can I move that better so that you can see? Let me see. Let me see. I need to get rid of that. Okay. All right. So you see that. Hopefully everyone can see everything on the screen. That's how you get the negative 1.4% overall GDP, which is revised to negative 1.5% earlier this week. It's a final number, okay? For those that follow me since January, for the past 2 months, since this number came out, I have been very cautious about the market. I have been negative about the market. I have cautioned about a potential recession. There are some people that think the same way as I am thinking, and there are many people on TV that are saying we are not heading into a recession yet. That's the key word, yet, okay? I'm not saying anything that is false. If you pay attention to many experts on CNBC on a daily basis, many people predict a potential of a recession by Christmas, correct? Because they expect this quarter to be positive, and then they expect the next 2 quarters to be bad because they expect the Fed continue to raise rate will impact the numbers for sure by the end of the year. Now, the reason why I am more negative than many other experts on TV, and they could be right. I have no problem being wrong, okay? That's one thing I learned in economic class is it's extremely difficult to project GDP with accuracy, okay? It's not easy. It's not an easy task, and this is about as tough of an environment as we can have. But if you look at this, first of all, going from left to right, does anyone think personal consumption is going to be up in the last, well, in this quarter, okay? We don't know what's going to happen in June. I'm not so sure if personal consumption is doing well this quarter compared to last quarter, okay? That's I'm trying to give you like the big picture instead of like diving into all the little component, okay? So that's one knock. Private investment, I don't know. Okay, there's no way for me to know where private investment is putting money. My hunch is it is going to be less. Why? Private investment follow the stock market, okay? If the stock market is down, if rich people have less money, how are they putting more money into private equity? How? Can anyone explain to me? Okay, I work in the field to know that that's not how things work, okay? Even the rich, sure, they're not gonna go broke, but they don't see, they will put money where they think there is opportunities, okay? So unless you tell me where the rich people think there is opportunities to put private investment, let me know. In real estate, I don't think so. So right away, from left to right, there's 2 areas that I say I don't see how it can be good. Business sold excess inventory purchased at the end of 2021. For those that pay attention to Walmart and Target, even Best Buy, do you think that trend changed this quarter? If you read the detail, okay, of this, if you want to, I can link this whole thing into the chat group. Or right now, I can link this, and then you can click on read yourself. I'm trying to find. Look, They talk about right here. They talk about, oh, at the beginning of 2022, many of the same company realized that they had plenty of sweaters, toys, gadgets left over, and they didn't need to stock up anymore. And they were talking about how that's excess inventory. Guess what? What did we learn? What did we learn with Walmart and Target and Best Buy? No, it is the bigger items that are falling off the cliff. The refrigerator, the stove, the fancy computer, not the $50 sweater. Okay, so I don't know about this. Okay, I don't know how this number can be good. You see what I'm saying? Government spending. Since when is it, I don't know about this. Okay, you want to throw in government spending, sending more money to Ukraine? That could be up, right? And then as far as export and import, what would you think? What would make you think these two numbers are gonna be good? What makes you think these two is gonna change from the first quarter? Are we exporting more? What are we exporting more? Do you know what we are spending more importing? Oil. Okay, that's gonna be very bad. If you don't know, on a daily basis, we import something like 2 to 3 million barrels of oil. You think the high oil price of this quarter is going to be good for that number? The import export. You see why I am not so positive that the GDP for the second quarter is going to be good? All right, so I just want to give you the logic of my thinking. Okay, there's a lot of moving parts to the GDP number. I just have a hard time computing in my mind or on a piece of paper how any of those components is going to be moving so drastically that we're going to have a good GDP number. Okay, so now you know. If you heard me being so negative about the economy, GDP for the second quarter for the past 2 months, now you see why. Okay, I just want to clear that out so that people is just going to say, oh, he's fear mongering. No, it's fact based. Okay, it's not. If anything, anyone that know me, I'm not the kind of person that just follow or do what the talking head on TV are saying just because I'm repeating what other people are saying. Does anybody on TV explain to you what I just did? Does anybody on CNBC explain any of that? Or they just say, oh, we don't think there's going to be a recession. Oh, we think a recession is going to happen by Christmas. Does anybody break it down like I did for you? No. Okay, so make no mistake, I am not going to bullshit anybody, fear-mongering anything, because that's just not me. I try to give you the straight answer. However, I can be wrong as well, okay? Hey, do I want us to go into a recession and have pain and suffering? No. But I also understand that recession is part of an economy. You cannot avoid it. Delaying a recession is only make things worse later. Okay, so in the history of mankind, we can't avoid it. Okay, recession is about as sure as death and taxes. So anyone that think otherwise is either stupid or delusional or live in denial. Okay, because it's, or unless you 15 years old like my son who has not lived through a recession. But any grown person 30 years old or older have went through a recession. Everyone, no matter where you live, you have went through it around the world. Okay, so it is what it is. So now you know. Now you know my thinking. Okay, it's not like I'm just throwing out nonsense and predicting things that baseless and factless. There are some reasoning and logic behind why I think we are in trouble. All right. BIIB, looking good, looking good. I like I like me likey. Okay, me likey. It's painful, but I wrote a bunch of puts that will it would do well. I Where would I sell BIIB? Okay, key point here. I'm watching it closely. All right, I'm not Lexi Daisy, but I'm not selling yet. Up here, yes. Would I trim up here at 212? Yes. Okay, the answer is yes. Would I buy the dip down to the 20 MA 198, 199? Yes. So for now, I am okay buying the 20 as I've been doing the last few days, add a little bit as well as write some put. My puts is down here. My put is at 190, way down here. Okay, so I'm gonna collect a couple $100 for writing a couple puts down there. But for me, I am okay buying the dips, okay holding here, and for sure trimming up there. That's my play on BIIB. Okay. My favorite LH is doing well. I'm not in it right now. I'm watching. Nothing to do. Okay, if you want to buy the dip, you can down here. Okay, but I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch it here. The risk reward is, look, the reward is right there, 259. Okay, if the market dump for whatever reason, can this thing dump down to down here? Yeah. Okay. Anthem, you know I love Anthem. So if you bought down here, which I missed because my put spread didn't go off, I was kind of bummed because it did what I wanted. That's the one thing that the big guy and I talk about. We are always mad at ourselves when it did what we expected and wait for it and we still miss it. Okay, I talk about Anthem breaking the channel and buying at the 100 MA, right? I was ready for days. I had my put down here, order in, and it didn't go. Okay, it didn't go. For whatever stupid reason, it didn't trigger. I was not being greedy. I put the order in where I thought it will work, and I thought for sure when it dipped down here, it didn't trigger, and I missed this run. So if you got in there, congratulations. We anticipate, plan, and did not execute. Yeah, that's one of those few times where I'm just like, damn it, we talk about it, we see it, we plan it, and it didn't go through. That's the problem with using options sometimes. If for those that trade options, sometimes when you look at options, sometimes the volume is so light, okay? And that's what happened. Just because I want to do a put spread and it is such an illiquid stock as far as options, there is no taker on the other side. So there was no taker, okay? So that's what happened. Same thing with UNH, right? We talked exact same play. We talk about breaking the channel low to the moving average below and then go. That was so beautiful. I was so proud of that call for a whole week. I'm like, oh, it's doing exactly what I wanted, and then I missed both. Damn it. JetBlue, coming off the mat over the 20 MA. Let it ride. Okay, there is nothing to do here. No need to worry. The first area of concern if you in JetBlue is right here, not the 20 MA down here. Why? Look, this right here was support, bounce, support. So it's the breakdown area, okay? It's an area where support gave. It broke down, okay? Gave up. Some people threw up their hand and say, no more, no mas, I can't take it anymore. So that's the first spot that you want to pay attention to. So if you're in it, profit taking at that spot, because there are some people that might say, hey, I missed it the first time, I missed it the second time, I missed it the third time, I want out. Okay, that's the logic. So right there, 1149, 1150, between 1149, well, between 11.4 and 11.56, 11.8, whatever, you know, up there, there's a little range where there's going to be some selling pressure. If that is not a big deal, then the 20 MA, what I like and think is going to happen is JetBlue is not going to rush up there today or Monday or Tuesday. It probably will bounce around this, and this 20 MA is going to come down right to that level. Okay, so we'll see. Not the 20, the 50 MA, I mean. So the 50 MA is going to come down. I would not be surprised if JetBlue is going to struggle for the next 3 months to a point where the 20 MA and the 50 MA is going to meet somewhere in the $11 range. Okay, so that's when I think I can turn bullish and add some share. But for now, I'm fine with the, I have 500 shares. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. No need to do anything there. McDonald's, I'm out completely. If you're in, my advice, get ready to get out. Can McDonald's go up to here? It can, but at the least have your stop at the 50 MA 245, okay? It has a great run. McDonald's run from 229 to 249 almost. Okay, that's a big move for a big stock, almost 20 bucks. Okay, lock it in, lock it in. What's the other one? Pepsi, same thing. Okay, lock it in. Have your stop at 168 or 169, whatever it is. Lock it in. At the minimum, your stop should be the 100 MA at 168.898. Okay, if you want to round up to 169, you can. But yeah, it enjoy a massive move from 160. It jumped 10 bucks, more than 10 bucks. What more you want? That's a big move. 6% move. Okay, you got a 6% move in a week on Pepsi. Can it go higher? Yeah. Where? Up there, right? Is it do I need to even say something about selling up here? You can set your stop here, let it run. For sure, trim from 175 to 177. It's been here many times and reject, okay? Nothing more. Nothing more to say there. Pfizer. Oh, it got there. It got there. Okay, so if you're still in Pfizer, it's time to go. Time to say bye-bye, okay? If you want to sell some, hold on to some to see if you're going to get lucky to get the all-time high, you can. But if you haven't sold anything, it's time to go. I'm gone. I'm out. Eli Lilly, oh my, near the all-time high. Get ready to pull the trigger there. Now, if it breaks the all-time high, okay, see, if you have Eli Lilly, sell some, and then see if it can go to channel high, right? The channel high up there in the 340 range. Okay, so, but at least sell some at the all-time high, right? FV, disappointment to me, failure. Come on. All right, this, it was hope early in the day, and then by lunchtime, it's like, not enough juice, not enough power, not enough volume. See this? Volume weak. not enough FOMO in yet. So that's okay. That's okay. All right. It's disappointing, but at least I'm still making money. So I'm still in the green. So we'll try again. Okay, we try again, but eventually it need to break and go to 157. That's what we all are waiting for. Oh, Medtronic. Okay, key support here, barely holding. Okay, barely holding. It will test. Okay, it will test for a couple days. All right, so no rush. I wrote some put. I wrote some put below. So and I'm okay buying it. It's one of those things where my put was 98 strike. So going out next week, next Friday. So I would love to add to Medtronic below. Okay, big fan of Medtronic. So I don't trade silver. I trade gold. But I can look at silver and see. Silver, key spot here. Okay, key spot, but it's also key resistant. Okay, look. If you understand how to read chart and follow this channel for the past 6 months, yeah, look, bounce, 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 breakdown. Okay, so this is it for silver. If it can bounce, you can go to 21, 4%-ish. If not, it might drift below to 19. Yeah, why would I care to do that? Why would I care to buy something like this? Okay, it's no. The answer is hell no. Yeah, see, look, do you think this line I draw just now is random? No, it's been here before. Okay? No, I just don't see any reason to be in silver unless it can break this. There could be a 4% move, but then you got resistance, so no, hell no. Gold. Let's see, let's zoom in on gold to see where we are. I have gold. I'm looking to get out of gold at 175, 176. Would I add to gold down here at 170? Yes, I would. If gold dip down here, crash down here, channel low, I'm in. Okay, I am in. I will buy more. I have a small exposure, not a lot. But I like gold down here. Look, channel low once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Okay, so gold can run way up here, channel high. Okay, it's been a while. It's been 9 months since it visited the channel high and rejected. What happened to gold is inflation hedge. Nonsense. What happened to gold is fear trade. Nonsense. It's a commodity. It's manipulated. End of the day, that's what is going on with commodities. Okay, it's easily manipulated. Market is open. Let's see. Bitcoin down. Duh. Costco down. Baba down. So much for yesterday. Big move. Booking is up. Look, booking. Tesla up a little bit. CMG is up a little bit. Microsoft up a little bit. Qualcomm up a little bit. Nvidia up a little bit. Facebook down a little bit. Medtronic down a little bit. Yeah. As always, the first 15 minutes to 30 minutes, do nothing. Okay? Do nothing. Let it be. Anyhow, people, I hope you enjoyed the 30 minutes and the quick GDP economic lessons. I enjoy talking economy, right? Anyhow, have a wonderful Friday. And we have a recap of the week tomorrow.